Today we're having my spaghetti meat sauce. It's different, a crowd pleaser, and when you taste it for the first time, you're gonna say to yourself, where has this been all my life? I started by chopping half of a large yellow onion, but you may use a medium or two small ones. I prefer to use yellow onion in this dish because of its potent flavor. I use sweet onion in dishes where it's going to be eaten raw, but you may use any onion that you like. Then I chopped half of a large green bell pepper. That white part is the pith. It's edible but tasteless in my opinion, so I always remove it. Green bell pepper is perfect for this recipe, but you may use any bell pepper or a combination of bell peppers for a more colorful dish. I placed an 11-inch saute pan on medium heat, but a large saucepan would have been fine too. I am going to brown about 1.25 pounds of ground beef. I like to use ground round for this recipe, which has 15% fat, or lean ground beef. I don't like to use ground chuck because it has more fat than I need here. When the ground beef browned a little, I added the chopped onion and gave it a good stir. And since I'm using ground round, there is no need to drain the fat. The amount here is perfect to help me saute the next few ingredients. After I sauteed the onion a little bit, I added 3 garlic cloves. I think grated garlic is better, but if you prefer to chop it, that's fine. Garlic gives this dish such a good flavor. If I could only use 5 ingredients, fresh garlic would definitely be one of them. Then I added the chopped green bell pepper, and it's starting to smell so good in here already. I used to bring this dish to work, and even my vegetarian friend liked it. If that's not saying something. Now, I'm going to start adding the dry ingredients. 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and 1 tablespoon of paprika. And stir it well to start incorporating all those awesome flavors. Add 2 tablespoons of all-purpose seasoning, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, freshly ground black pepper to taste, and continue to stir it all up. I added 1/4 cup of water to get all the little bits of seasoning off of the bottom of the pan. And I make sure I don't burn the seasoning before adding the water. I opened up a spot in the center of the pan and added 2 teaspoons of tomato paste. I like to fry my tomato paste to bring out its flavor. I don't just add it when it's all saucy in there. Frying it makes it for a much more flavorful sauce. Now it's time to add the beef bouillon cube. I use the larger ones. My favorite brand to use in saucy soups and stews is Knorr. Its gummy texture makes the sauce creamier. And I fry it as well with the help of about 3 tablespoons of water. I am only using 1 beef bouillon for now because of its high sodium content, but later on, after I taste the sauce, I'll adjust it to my liking. Once incorporated, I added 2 packs of sodium-free granulated beef bouillon to add a little bit more beef flavor without the salt. It really enhances this sauce. You're gonna know when you taste it at the end. Every ingredient plays an important role. And as always, add a little bit more water to it, about 3 tablespoons of it, and stir it well to combine all of those beautiful flavors. Now it's time to add 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. It gives the sauce more flavor and creaminess. I added 2 tablespoons of ketchup. It's an important ingredient and really makes a difference, so I wouldn't skip it. After incorporating the ketchup, I added 1 teaspoon of yellow mustard. It's as important here as ketchup. Then I added half a teaspoon of red wine vinegar. It's not much, but it makes a big difference here. And in go the 4 tomatoes that I peeled, seeded, and pureed earlier. You don't have to use fresh tomatoes. You may use a couple of 14.5-ounce cans of petite diced tomatoes, crushed, or stewed tomatoes. You may also use canned tomato sauce or a combination to keep things simple. And nothing makes more of a mess than tomato sauce cooking on a stove, right? So I keep it on low to low medium heat. I am going to show you how I peeled my tomatoes. First, I core them or just cut around the stem end like this. I cut an X in the bottom of each tomato, just deep enough to penetrate the skin. I carefully placed each tomato into boiling water with the help of my skimmer and let them simmer for 1 minute. I removed them from the hot water and immediately placed them into an ice water bath. I let them sit in the ice water until they were cool enough to handle. After that, I just peel them away. See how easily the skin comes off? And there is no waste here. I cut them in half like this and spooned the seeds out the best I could right into a bowl because I can't stand tomato seeds, and reserved it for later. I chopped them up just to show you how I do it, but there is no secret here. Chop them as big or small as you like, or even blend them like I did. Then, just put your tomatoes in a different bowl. Not the one with the seeds. No way. The one with the seeds is right here, and I'm going to strain it and put the juice in a bowl with the tomatoes. I can't waste all that wonderful tomato juice. I know it's extra work, but I like using fresh tomatoes in this sauce, and sometimes I use 6 large chopped Roma tomatoes. I added 2 bay leaves and hid them well, but later, don't forget to remove them because nobody deserves to eat bay leaves. Now the sauce is getting a better consistency, and have I mentioned how good it smells in here? I added 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. I'm going to taste the sauce at the end. If I feel like it needs more salt, I will add more of the flavorful ingredients that contain salt, like Parmesan cheese, all-purpose seasoning, beef bouillon, ketchup, and mustard. I start with caution and add more at the end if I need to. And last but not least, I add 2 to 3 teaspoons of white granulated sugar. It helps break the acidity from a few of the ingredients. I taste the sauce and see if it needs any adjustments. I cover the pan and let the sauce simmer while I cook the pasta. I added lots of water to a large pot, let it start boiling, and added as much salt as I wanted my pasta to taste like. I stirred the salt around, covered the pan, and let the water come to a full boil, which didn't take long. I added 3/4 pound of thin spaghetti. Sometimes I break it in half. I like it either way. And there's no need to add oil to the water. All you have to do is stir your pasta a lot and it's going to be fine. Let it cook for about 10 minutes or until your favorite done is. While the pasta cooks, it's important to check on the sauce and stir it a couple of times. This is a recipe I developed years ago and one of the reasons why I started this channel. It is going to wow you and everyone else who tastes it, so I hope you give it a try and let me know how you like it. I checked to see if the pasta is done to my liking, and now it's plating time. Our pasta and meat sauce are ready, my friends. It's a labor of love. There are quite a few ingredients in this magnificent sauce, but you probably already have most of them in your pantry and fridge. So how do you like to serve your pasta and meat sauce? Sometimes I like to pour the sauce all over it. Sprinkle with even more grated Parmesan cheese because I can never get enough of it. And then I garnish with fresh cilantro. I also like to just chop some cilantro leaves and add them to my plate. Fresh cilantro complements the sauce so well. But you may also use fresh parsley, fresh basil, or whatever you like. Hot sauce is good with this dish too. Just saying. Delicious, succulent, picture-perfect pasta every time. Some of you might prefer to add your pasta straight into the pan with this sauce. The only wrong way to eat pasta is the way you don't like to eat it. If you found my video to be valuable in any way, give it a thumbs up and share with everyone you believe would like my recipe as much as you do. And if you want to see more of my awesome recipes, consider subscribing to my channel and clicking the notification bell so you know when I publish them right away. I hope you try this recipe and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!